Hello, 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 all of my connectors. Come on in, my connectors. Come on in. I hope you guys had a great day. Come on in, come on in. I hope you guys had an awesome day and an awesome weekend as well. We're broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube, and the stream is going. So just come on in, make yourself comfortable. We have a great treat for you. Miss Ronelly, I think she says she's running late. Miss Beverly's running late. I don't see Miss Rosemary yet. Usually Miss Rosemary, sometimes she chime in a little bit late and sometimes she comes in early. So we'll wait a few more minutes before we actually get started. But my connectors, come on in, come on in. It's a beautiful day out there. The pollen is like hidden. There's a lot of, I woke up this morning and my truck was full of soot. It was full of everything. So I joined a car wash for $19 a month. I'm inviting invite anyone that you want to invite. That's fine. Let me see. Let me connect. Um, yeah, sure. Just send them the link, the same link you have. Just go ahead and send it. It will get them in. But yeah, so I was in I went through the car wash this morning and it's hard driving around. My truck sits underneath the tree and it's hard driving around with all that stuff on it because if not, then when you open up the window, it's like all that stuff blowing in your face and it's like, so but come on in, connectors, come on in. I'm so excited about tonight. You guys are in for a treat. You guys are in for a treat tonight. I can't wait. I can't wait. But anyway, it's 6:33, 6:33. I'll wait another minute or so after that, then I'll start the show. So what good happened to you guys today? You guys woke up? It's Women's Month. March is Women's Month. Can you believe it? It's Women's Month. I'm so excited. Um, so excited. What good happened to you guys this week? What have good happened? What happened? Something good got to be happening this week, you know. 6:33, 6:33. Come on in, connectors. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My prior warriors, I don't see any of them on here. One of them say they were in the middle of something, and Miss Rosemary. So I'm probably just gonna open it up in prayer and pray for everyone, and then after that we'll get started. I'm gonna give it another minute or so. Okay, so here come Miss Joan. Come on in, everyone. Come on in, my connectors. Come on in, my connectors. Come on in. So happy to see you guys. Welcome in, connectors. You are here, senior. No script, no filter. Senior living in Central Florida, going through seeing a moment, all kinds of stuff. Sometimes you forget things, sometimes you remember things, sometimes you go through emotions, sometimes you go through anxiety, all kinds of stuff you go through. But as we go through what we're going through, we just rely on the Lord. There's a lot that goes on in this group. Miss Ronna Lee, one of the co-hosts, she says she might be running late. She's making funeral plan for her father-in-law. And within 1 month she had two deaths in the family. So at this time, those are the things that we go through that takes us through a depression and takes us through all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I'm going to open it up in prayer while everyone come in. I can see when everyone is coming in, so I can easily let them in. But let's just enter into a moment of just tranquil praying. And Lord, we give this to you. We give this meeting to you. We give this conversation to you. We give everyone that are on their way, Lord, whatever that's going on with them, Lord, we pray that they will get here and get here safe in the name of Jesus. Whatever is going on, whatever anxiety that they have, Father God, I pray that they may just come on in and just relax and we may carry on a conversation. And by the end of this hour, they will feel like so relaxed and so comfortable that they laid it all at your feet. They gave it to you. I pray for everyone that is going to speak today, everyone that has a comment, everyone that has anything. I pray for their words. I pray for everything. I pray for their spirit. I pray for their health. In the name of Jesus, we just thank you. We give you praises, Lord. We thank you that you woke us up this morning. We thank you for March, which is Women's Month, Father God. God, you gave us the power, Lord, that we are able to lift up other ladies, Lord, and we able to bless them, Lord. And I say thank you. And we ask all of this in your name. Amen. So I'm just going to jump right in and just, say good evening, connectors. Good evening. And we thank you for joining us today. And today you are listening to No Filter, No Script, Senior Living in Florida, where we come together and we have real conversation, no matter what it is. If it's about family, it's about the community. We're just having just some real conversation. So I'm just going to introduce myself. I'm Viv Cunningham, and I'm here in Central Florida, and I'm with Preferred Real Estate Brokers. Miss Ronna Lee is one of my co-hosts as well. Miss Rosemary is not here yet. Sometimes she comes in late because she usually have so much stuff that is going on. So she was the one that brought this topic to us. That last week she was very anxious and she was having anxiety, and she said I had to go see my therapist. So this week here, here we are. We're in the middle of going to be talking about, just different things that we go through. But before I go any further, I just want to say I would like to just recognize all the powerful women. This is March is Woman History Month, International Month. And we have so much powerful women that lift us up, and they hold us up, and they hold us accountable. And, we're just glad that there's so many powerful women. I mean, when women come together, we move mountains. Sometimes we have family issues. Sometimes we have all different kinds of issues. But you know what? We can rely on each other. No matter what it is that we're going through, we can rely on every single woman in here. And that's what we do. We come to this group and we share whatever it is that we're going through. We share things, no matter what it is. And this is a safe space. We can talk, and whatever resource that we have, in here in our community, we are happy to share it. And that's what I like about the connectors that's in this group. We connect each other. Miss Rose connected me to Dr. Cheryl, and that's what we do. Each each person connects somebody. Whatever resources that it is that we need, there's always someone in here to say go there, do this, and stuff like that. But that is what we do. We connect with each other, and we share information, and we're making sure that seniors are actually moving forward, and they're getting the help that they need, in this group. And I started this group because I'm going to be turning senior. I mean, I am a senior, but going to be getting into senior even more. I was talking to the doctor today, and she's telling me that I need to make my appointment, my physical. Now I'm changing insurance, so now all of a sudden I got to wait 10 days before they're able to change my doctor over. But those are the things that we go through, and those are the things that we learn. We don't really know things like that, but we actually learn them. So Miss Ronna Lee might be on later on, and then once she's on, we'll have her introduce herself. Same thing with Miss Rosemary. We'll have her introduce herself and say her part. But for now, I just want to, I'm going to introduce, since Miss Rosemary is not here, normally Miss Rosemary talks after me, but I'm going to introduce Dr. Cheryl, and then she can go ahead and get started just in case, she has to jump off or anything like that. So I'm just going to introduce her. So Dr. Cheryl A. Ferguson is a Florida licensed psychiatrist, which over 20 years of experience helping individual cross the lifespan achievement, emotional balance, and personal empowerment. She's a behavioral health provider certified in critical incidents stress management, which is called CISM. Hang on. CISM and high movement desensitization and reprocessing. That's EMDR, supporting individual and first responders through trauma and crisis situation. Dr. Ferguson also served as a Florida Supreme Court certified mediator as an examining committee member for guardianship evaluation with the with the probate division. Her work includes assessment, dependency, and criminal court, as well as providing mediation service through the Florida Division of Financial Services. She holds an advanced degree in clinical psychology and mental health, and has taught at both undergraduate and graduate level. Dr. Ferguson currently serves as the board member of the United Nations Chaplains Association and remains dedicated to supporting individual, family, and community throughout compassionate mental health care. Tonight, Dr. Ferguson will be speaking with us about anxiety and helping us better understand how it affects our daily lives and how we can support emotional wellness. Please join me, connectors, welcoming Dr. Cheryl Ferguson. Dr. Ferguson, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. And it's a pleasure to share some experience and help others along the way. I mean, I think that's why we're here, right? To
Yes, yes,
support
yes.
each other and hold each other up. So, hello, Miss Rosemary.
Hello, hello, Miss Rosemary. You can open up your mic and say hello. We were waiting on you. I already prayed and stuff like that because I was waiting on you. You didn't come, so I figure we'll get started. I just finished introducing Dr. Cheryl.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, Dr. Cheryl.
Nice to meet you. At least, right? In person, in person.
So,
So, so yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about anxiety, and it's something that we all experience, really. To live is to have anxiety. That just is how it is, right? And anxiety is not a weakness, but in fact, it is our mind trying to protect us. And so the goal is never to eliminate anxiety, but to learn how to calm our nervous system or body and respond to the anxiety wisely. So what exactly is anxiety, right? It's an alarm system. It's our body's alarm system that's designed to protect us. So when we sense danger, whether it's real or imagined, it activates the fight or flight. And as you know, if you just think back, you know, this is how people, when they didn't have other weapons, or they just knew instinctively that maybe they needed to get away from whatever it was that was there. And so that's what they did. So, of course, in modern times, the anxiety that comes at us is not so much about survival per se, but it's more meeting deadlines, getting to places, right? The traffic,
mm-hmm.
the bills. Um, and so what happens in the fight or flight is that our heart rate increases, our breathing changes, and our thoughts start to race. And if we don't pull that back, then we can get really fatigued and, just kind of have a hard time functioning. And so, of course, I want you to try to remember that anxiety really is just a protective way of signaling that something is going on. And then we need to stop, pause for a bit, and try to figure out what it is. So, do you have any specific questions for me? You just want me to talk in general?
Go ahead and talk, and then once you're finished, then we'll ask the audience for questions.
Okay. So as I explained, the brain is like has evolved to handle short bursts of danger, very short, like running from a predator. But since in today's world, there's work pressure, financial concerns, even social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can be a little overwhelming, and the nervous system sometimes never gets to reset. So I know that our audience today is for the older um, you know, individuals. And some of the things as we age that um, might be of concern would be like health issues, loss of life, transition
Mm-hmm.
from jobs, even caregiving responsibilities. So I think one of the things that I've realized, because we, as I said, we're all human and we all go through our situations. And so I was faced with a situation where I went through an extreme amount of anxiety, and I needed to find a way to be able to function um, while giving back to my clients. So I came up with something I call pause, breathe, release. And that it was a way for me to take a moment, even in the middle of the chaos, right, of life, and um, learn to reset. And so I did one of the things that Miss Roseman and I talked about was a book that I had written called Pause, Breathe, Release. It's just out. It's literally just out. So um getting this going. But one of the things that I did with consistency was learn how to breathe, like just to stop, even if it's for like a minute or 3 minutes. And it made such a difference because it slowed my thoughts down. It centered me back into reality and gave me a kind of peace where I could move forward, right? And then if this occurred again later in the day, I would just stop and take a moment and do a little bit of deep breathing, get centered again and keep going. And I wanted to, share that because I found it so helpful um along the way. And these are things that I've always taught my clients, right? Over the years of being a psychologist. So, when should someone seek help though? Is when anxiety begins to interfere with sleep, relationships, with work, with your daily functioning. And, anxiety is very treatable. And so it's important to speak with a mental health professional. I know you have your friends and they can provide support and they're good resource, but sometimes you need to find somebody, even if it's a one-time thing where you do a little reset and maybe try to figure out how best to manage the anxiety, things that friends or people close to you wouldn't be able to identify. Okay. So let's see. One of the things is that, as I mentioned before, anxiety may visit us at any time, but it doesn't have to control us. And so when we learn to pause, breathe, release the tension from our body, from our mind, then we begin to create a space for calm and healing. All right. So here are some tidbits maybe that you could hold on to. Anxiety isn't a personal failure. It's the nervous system just trying to protect us. Anxiety isn't a personal failure. It's just the nervous system trying to protect us. And if we get better at discerning, the triggers, then we can say, okay, I really need to take a second. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in meeting deadlines and, we really need to remember that we are these fragile, intricately beautiful creatures of God, and we need to make sure that we take care of ourselves. So a second tidbit is calm doesn't begin in the mind; it begins in the body. So this could be that you're holding your breath, that you're feeling a fluttering in your chest, that your tummy is hurting you, that your muscles are all tense, that your back is hurting you. You're having like a headache, and so it's about the mind body connection. And again, trying to be discerning and realize, hey, you know what? I think I need to just slow down just one bit. I see your hand, Miss Rosemary. Okay. You have a question for me?
No, I just put my hand up that because I want to do a role play with you when you reach a place where you want
Okay.
to engage.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that'd be
Okay.
good.
Okay, sounds good. So the third tidbit is that our brains were designed for short bursts of danger, but many of us live with constant stress. And if you just think about your day to day and all the things we try to pack into the day, sometimes, again, discernment. You know, do I need to take some things off my plate? There is always tomorrow. There is always later. Okay. You don't have to eliminate anxiety to live well. You only need to learn how to respond to it differently. As I said, anxiety is fundamental to our living, our being. We need it to get us going sometimes, even. But when it becomes overwhelming, is when we stop. So we need to learn how to respond to it differently. Um, Thinking about our thoughts, how we're going to handle the situation in the moment. Sometimes it's stepping outside from whatever is going on, you know, even getting up, walking for a stretch, doing a little deep breathing, and then back at it. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do in a stressful moment is simply pause and breathe. Okay, let me see if there's anything else I want to maybe bring up. Um, a question that, you know, discussion that always comes up is anxiety more common today than it used to be? And I would say many people do feel more anxious today. That's because our brains have evolved to handle occasional threats, but modern life exposes us to constant stimulation. And sometimes our nervous system does not always get the rest it needs. Um, you know, at night, if you're having racing thoughts and you just can't settle down to sleep, this is probably an indication that you're overextending and that you need to maybe start responding differently and change the way you cope on a day-to-day basis. The most basic thing you can do for yourself is mindful breathing. So if you slow your breath, it signals the nervous system that our bodies are safe. Um, as I said, you know, when you're anxious sometimes because you're tensed up, you'll hold your breath. There's less oxygen that goes to your brain. The body then panics, and so one way to release that is to breathe. Literally, just breathe, and you can do it wherever you are. Okay. I think that's it. If Miss Rosemary, you wanna to do like a little bit of a role play.
Right. And before Miss Rosemary do a little role play, and yeah, maybe what we can do is also practice our breathing, because you were talking about breathing,
Yeah.
and before you do the role play, tell me something. For me, okay, when I'm not going to the doctor, my blood pressure is fine. But when I know I got to go to the doctor, it seems like my blood pressure is elevated. Is what caused that?
That's probably more situational. Maybe because we just are worried that we might get news that we don't really want to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of can be stressful to go and get checkups and all. They're necessary. Please, you go get your checkups. It's important because, you know, if you're not informed, how do you handle all of that, right? So, but yes, it's almost like you're bracing up to get wondering if you're going to get news, right? So anxiety is real or imagine. It comes from real or imagine scenario. Yes, that's a good question.
All right, Miss Rosemary, let's see you do your role play now.
All right. I am okay. Discern, SERNMENT, right? The word discern.
Discernment, yes.
Yes.
Discernment.
Okay, there's a read. I want to you. How you spell discernment? DESER.
DISCERN.
Okay, back up. DISCERNMENT.
CERN.
All
Yes.
right. I want to role play with you because okay, you mentioned several things in your opening statement. You talk about anxiety is not failure.
Mm-mm.
Applause, 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 applause. Because anxiety I suffer from anxiety from I was a little girl. And it was a precautionary measure at the time where I didn't want to get into trouble. I didn't want to upset Papa. I wanted to be a people pleaser. And and when I did something wrong, I was so anxious, and it would plague me for days. You know, literally, just plague me. When I failed an exam, it plagued me. When um I got some bad news when I was 5.5, plagued me moving forward. And at 6.5, bad news plagued me. Have not left my, just locked up in my back, in the back of my head. You know what I'm saying? So and then you said don't have to do everything. That's a big problem for me. I'm taking you someplace. I'm a bad little girl, because Paul says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
That's right.
So because of it, I feel like I can do everything, including electrical work. That puts me in a place of grandeur.
Yes. We
You
could
said
definitely
ganja
that
or granja?
Grandeur.
grandeur, like
Oh,
your
yes, smoke. Yes,
yes.
smoke. Gummies are real.
Grander.
Or
Okay,
we could
grander.
break that passage down because, it doesn't mean all things.
All
It
things.
just means that whatever is going on, he's got it.
Yeah, but it's him.
It's him.
It's not me.
Right.
Okay. So, all right. So we're going there. All right. We're going to come back to all of that in a few minutes. I just want to kind of pull these things out so everyone who is on the chat can think about those things, and then I want them to dialogue with you. And the other part is that what I have discovered that has helped me with my anxiety is to finish my chores. I set a list of things to do in the day, and I try my very best to finish those chores.
Okay. So this is where discernment would come in because meaning, did you look up the definition? Let me look
So,
it up.
well, the thing is this, I'm gonna as one of the hosts for this show, I'm the one that creates chaos on the show, and then we correct. Okay. So
Ah,
so here is my little monologue here. Okay.
okay.
Let me clear something up right away, mama. People keep saying I have anxiety. Question: anxiety? No, no, no. That word is far too small for what I possess. What I have is a highly developed sense of discernment. Some people walk through life smiling, humming songs, trusting everybody. That's because they don't notice things. But I notice everything. For example, if I walk into a room and the air feels like a little strange, people say, "Oh, relax." Relax? No. My spirit just picked up on a vibration like Wi Fi brain couldn't even detect. You call it anxiety? No, sir. I call it spiritual radar detector. I can tell when something is off because it even thinks before being off. Take a simple phone call. My phone rings once and stop. Most people ignore that. Not me. I'm thinking, who called? Why did they hang up? What do they want? Is it a scam? A relative? A telemarketer? Or someone who accidentally dialed me and is now planning something suspicious? You see anxiety? I see investigation. And don't get me started on text that says, call me. Excuse me? Call you about what? If you want peace, you put the whole message in the text. Otherwise, my discernment immediately goes to work. Is somebody sick? Is somebody in trouble? Did I forget something? Did the government finally realize I never returned that Liberty book from 1987? But people say, you worry too much. No, I simply anticipate possibilities. When I leave the house, I check the door. I lock it once, I lock it twice, I even check it times. And then I stand there thinking, did I actually check it or did I just think about checking it? That's not anxiety. No, sir, that's security management. And yes, I notice the little things. If someone says, I'll be there at 3 o'clock and they arrive at 3:07, I don't panic, but my discernment start asking questions. 7 minutes late, interesting. What happened in those 7 minutes? Traffic, conversation, a secret meeting, a plot twist, maybe. Listen, some people have common sense, some people have intuition, but I have premium, deluxe, high definition discernment with surround sound with bass on it. My mind runs scenarios like movie director. What if this happened? What if that happens? What if the other thing happens? By the time the event eventually occurs, I've already lived through 12 possible scenarios, 12 possible endings, and I have already written the sequel. And honest, seriously, that's a gift. Because while everybody else is surprised by life, I'm standing there saying, oh, yes, scenario number 7, I know it. So don't label me as anxious. Call me alert. Call me aware. Call me a guardian of possibilities. Because while the rest of you are sleeping peacefully, my discernment is on the night shift, and somebody has to keep watch.
Thank you, Miss Rose. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So
Now,
that's me, my friend. That I'm the instigator here on the show.
Okay.
So if I had done that before you came on, you wouldn't have struggled at all.
No. So, what I can tell you about that is
Yes,
that there comes a point in the continuum of the anxiety
yes, ma'am.
where it is beyond just the deep breathing,
Mm-hmm.
and that what may be a good thing to do would be to seek a professional to figure out why it's so heightened.
Mm-hmm.
Why is my anxiety to the point where I'm having a difficult time with functioning
Yes.
day to day, talking to people, things like that.
The reason why I brought up the word discernment is
Mm-hmm.
that I have a religious background. And
Mm-hmm.
most times we are told that if we have an anxiety and the word
Yes.
anxiety is not there, they will say you have the spirit of discernment and you become the
Yes.
mother of the church because you can predict and you can tell things you can actually give the scenario ahead of time when all along you're suffering and you're struggling, and then
Yes.
you're prayed for and you're prayed for and your water sprinkle on you and different things are done for you to
Mm-hmm.
push these things out of your life. My
Yes.
position here as a pastor, as a chaplain,
Mm-hmm.
and on this forum as the end of life doula is that there comes a time when we have to get professional coaching to be able
Yes.
to see beyond the um the fast beating of the heart, the anxious thoughts, the repetitious thoughts, there's one other thing that I'm trying to find the compulsive behavior of the
Yes.
correction of other people,
Yes.
and that grandeur
Yes.
attitude. Yes. Now I've learned to live with my anxiety. Many people will not see that as a as me being anxious. They see me as high functioning, and I've learned through coaching how I'm to basically have my list of things to do today, do what I can do, and not feel guilty,
That's
because
right.
I used to feel extremely guilty that I did not finish. But
Right.
then there's another thing called procrastination, where
Mm-hmm.
there was a time, a season in my life that I did procrastinate. And when I procrastinate, I keep putting things up, and then it piles up, and then I have a panic, and then the panic gets
Well,
a,
I was gonna say there's probably a buildup of anxiety too as you procrastinate.
right,
Anxiety increases,
right.
And then you get to a point where, okay, I need to get this done
Mm-hmm.
because life goes on and, deadlines to be met and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a race to do these things
Right.
and also to eliminate the anxiety.
Right. And
Yes.
that also, and I found that out when I was in college, waiting, putting off, go out and have fun, and then the night
Mhm.
before exam, I'm cramming. And
Yes.
then time to go to exam, I find myself overwhelmed because I don't remember everything that I was to remember. The only thing I remember is what I studied that night. I remember one exam I had to take, and it
Mm-hmm.
was on mental health. It was abnormal psychology and
Mm-hmm.
schizophrenic symptoms and treatment was the
Yes.
only thing I could remember, and that was the only part of the exam that I passed. And then the rest of the stuff, I was like, when did I study all of that? Because I only crammed the last couple of chapters, and
Yeah.
that created anxiety. Now, okay,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, I've taken you into another direction. Let's get back to where now the
Yes.
part now that we're at where you all want to know. All of a sudden, mom, we raised children and we work, and then all of a sudden we found ourselves at age 60, old age.
Well, 60 is not old
Never
age.
mind.
No, it's
That's
the
that's
it- it's the
you
young
can say
40s.
whatever you want to say.
But
Let's con-
we find ourselves worrying as we get
Well, yes.
as we age.
I think we
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
when did we get to 60? How
Yeah.
did we get to 60 so quickly?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yes.
Now, last week we had someone that came on and they talk about life insurance and all of that sounds wonderful, but then she conclude with long-term care. I'm not ready for long-term care yet. A few things might be not quite in order, but I'm still young. But young is not exactly the time right now to buy those health care because what would have been $60, $40, four
Yeah.
hundred dollars a month.
Yes.
Now anxiety step in at that place.
Well, um, yes, discernment is what you described it to be, but discernment is also the ability to grasp, understand, and judge things clearly, especially when you're distinguishing truth from false, right? Or
Yes, ma'am.
having to navigate these complex decisions,
Mm-hmm.
which would be this is so relevant, right? Because I work with the aging population, and I see the struggle uh of not wanting to let go of the things that were to get ready for the things that are to be, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And part of that is discerning that I need to plan. Even if I don't make a decision today, knowledge is power, and I need to grasp that information so that I can make an informed decision with less anxiety, you know, as time goes by. I
And
hope
which
I answered your
and which
question.
and which it comes back to what you said. Lack of planning shouldn't tell you that you're a failure.
Right.
So you
So
can pick up where you are and plan for from where you are to where you'd like to go.
You can plan at any time. So just because something didn't happen before in the past doesn't mean that you have failed. It just means that this is the point today to plan, because this is what you have now today. So you
mhm.
need to look at all your options today and make a decision. That's part of the discernment, which hopefully will eliminate some of the anxiety. Remember, I said we all have anxiety. It's important, right?
Mhm.
Even if you look on those superstars and they go on stage and they make it seem so effortless,
Mhm.
they're riddled with anxiety before
Yeah.
they get onto that stage. So, it's not a failure if if you're feeling anxious, or you know, you just need to either learn to get a little better at managing it, or finding someone to help you over that first part of the anxious process.
So Lydia wants to know, she says, please explain the interconnection and the anxiety and the paranoia. Please explain that to her.
The paranoia with
Yeah.
anxiety. Yeah. So, for example, um, we know about PTSD, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
when people go through real or imagined situations and um over well it's this complex PTSD, and then there's so like one event that happened, but because we don't release it, or we haven't learned yet how to manage that, it is a form of anxiety. It's a very high level anxiety, right? And at the bottom, the root of that is this anxious feeling where sometimes we can feel like we can't go anywhere or do anything, or it doesn't allow us to move because our thoughts are running and they're all over the place, right? And so sometimes when the anxiety builds up to the point where um it's difficult to function, it can lead to feeling paranoid, right? Where you don't feel safe, and you think something's going to happen to you. And so the idea is to learn how to quiet the mind and release some of those situations that cause a lot of negativity for you, right? And to work on the anxiety behind all of that, to hopefully remove some of that paranoid feeling, or feeling like you can't cope, things like that.
Does anyone else have any question for Dr. Cheryl?
Hi. Hello, Vivian. This is Frida.
Hi,
I
Frida.
have questions. As you say, you usually don't have questions. Question: How does it help for you, like when you're going through stuff, and they said anxiety and let me see, paranoid, to have people around you that you trust? Because I find if you, as you're getting older, because I have an older relative that she's losing her sight and her hearing, and it's making her really paranoid, even dealing with her own kids. So I'm saying, what can you do to ease that? Because I think hers is she can't see or hear, and when she people are around, she thinks she's talking about it. But it also goes back to she has a bit of a sharp tongue, and she speaks to people kind of aggressively. So I'm like, how do you deal with that? Because the family try to deal with it, but it's really hard because we think that maybe if she wasn't so biting the way she was, she wouldn't be so paranoid.
Right. So I just want to make, I'm just hearing like a little snippet. I don't know her, but it could
Uh-huh.
be that um maybe she's frightened that she's losing control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because as you know, um if you've operated a certain way and then that starts to fade, then especially if she
Uh-huh.
was the strong one in the group, then she's going to have to rely on these very people that maybe she didn't treat so well. And so she
Mm-hmm.
becomes frightened. I don't know if, we use the word paranoid, but we want to be very careful with how we use the word. Um, it could be more that she's just frightened that she will need to know the very people that she's not been so nice to, and she wonders maybe if they will then be not so nice to her as she was to them, right? And so that sets something up. But I don't know her. She may have some other issues going on, where she's maybe just always irritable and whatever, just as it just like part of her personality. And that it might actually, that part, because she's losing some of her functioning, may get she may get even more irritable and more, anxious and aggressive, and because it ties back to the fact that she's losing her control. And so one way sometimes that people try to exert control is that they become even more, not as nice, and more, more nasty. I don't know, to others. And so maybe with some reassurance, I don't know what the family dynamics are, but maybe someone needs to talk to her, sit down and talk to her, about how difficult it must be for you to be going through this, and maybe you feel like you don't know who you can trust, right? And maybe if that's said to her, she can then begin to process out all of that and may in fact become less aggressive. Maybe. I don't know. I don't
May,
know.
may
Or
I
not.
speak? Hello, this is
Hi.
Joan. May
Yes,
I say
yes.
Hi,
something?
Joan.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I love what you're
Welcome.
saying, Doctor. And Miss Frida, you mentioned that this person was losing her hearing and her sight. Am I right? Did I hear that? So
Yes,
that in
ma'am. And but
itself,
she's
yeah,
91,
that in itself
almost
will
92,
cause,
so she's not young.
yeah, will cause anxiety. Just those
Absolutely.
two things alone.
Just
And
one. Just
yeah,
one.
exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
then you're older and then you can't hear what they're saying. Sounds like they're whispering about you.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree. If everyone can get to her in a way to make her feel like she's part of the conversation,
Yes.
ask her what she wants, and include her in the caregiving, I think that might help.
The
Well,
Bible talks about turning the other cheek, and maybe this is a time to be so gracious to her, even though she wasn't so nice. Maybe this is a time
Mm,
so kind to her, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
tough.
well, all
Yeah,
right.
it is. It is.
Yeah,
And yeah,
Yes.
Joan,
It's tough.
it is.
you're hitting the money on the nose. Maybe, yeah, every
Mm,
because she can't hear. Have you
yeah.
guys thought about maybe does she wear hearing aid or anything?
Her daughter, it's my mother-in-law. Her daughter, my sister-in-law has brought her so many expensive hearing aids. She said
Okay.
she keep losing them because she won't put them in the same spot
Well, it's
when she
it's
take them off to
denial too.
find her.
But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
if she's above 90, there could also be just some cognitive stuff going on. And
Mhm.
sometimes as people's cognitions diminish, they do become more aggressive, and the stuff you see may not even be related to the vision and the hearing. It could just
Mm-hmm.
be a transitionary time for her,
Hmm.
but compounded now by these other things. So yeah. Um so it's repeating things over and over. um Maybe I don't know how impacted her vision is, but having larger prints, having those magnifying specs, anything that might help. And if she keeps losing the hearing aids, is it intentional or not?
No, it's
It-
not intentional. But her daughter said, I can't keep buying her expensive hearing aids because she keeps losing them because she doesn't have a system to take it off and put it in the same spot.
yeah,
So even her money, she will accuse people of taking her money because she'll take it away from everybody and not remember where it is. I
where
used
to
to
put
take her
it.
to the airport, but yeah, and they would always give her back her ID, and then she would stand there and accuse them of keeping her ID. So I had to find a system that they give it to me, and I
Yes,
hold it till we get back to the car because it's embarrassing to do that. So we are trying to maneuver, but I'm not close enough to her to have that conversation. I can just tell you that
Okay.
yes,
right
Thank
now,
you.
as a
yes,
daughter-in-law.
yes, yes,
Does
yes.
anyone else
But
That's
have
that's a
any
good
more?
idea.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Does anyone else have any more question for the doctor? This is your chance. Okay. If no one else have any question for the doctor,
Vivian, I do.
yes.
I have one more question. I'm
Go
sorry, I
ahead.
have a lot of questions,
Go
but I have
ahead.
a lot of older family members. At what point they're trying to get her to realize she set the kitchen on fire before also, because she forgot the pot, that it's time maybe she should consider moving in with someone because once she's paranoid, But my sister-in-law have cameras in the house so she can see no one's doing anything or taking anything. I mean, I try to I listen to her because even though she can be biting, now she's like my best friend, but before she was not always. But I understand getting older and her situation will make her paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, how do you convince someone that maybe I mean, is there
Well,
any way you can really convince someone that maybe it's time
well,
to
one of the things
not live by
I
yourself?
do is I'm an examining committee member, and I do these guardianship evaluations when people don't want to or cannot admit that they now need some assistance. And so it may be time for the family to come together and find a way to, for her best interest, especially if the kitchen is catching on fire and things like that. There comes a time, right? We talk about discernment when should we all come together now and help to make some hard decisions for her safety, right? It's about safety. So, yeah. Um, so I wanted to maybe just end with a little deep breathing.
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask you just to take a slow breath in through your nose, hold it for about 3 seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Must be through your mouth. Okay, inhale through your nose, hold it, exhale through your mouth, and think of your lungs like a balloon where it's expanding and contracting, right? So, and try to pull in as much air, and then push out as much as you can through your mouth. And you'll see that even taking 4 or 5 breaths like this make the difference. Remember, calm begins in the body, not just the mind.
May
Okay.
I ask
I
why
like that.
why is exhaling through the mouth important and not
Because you get to release all of the air as much as you can. It gets,
more comes out?
yes, yes. And that's the whole idea, because the more oxygen you can pull in, or air, which has oxygen, the more it oxygenates your body and your mind, you get a quicker release
All
of
right.
tension.
I'll be doing this all the time now.
Yes, it's easy. You can just stop at the light when you're driving and do a
Mhm.
little deep breathing, you know?
I thank you guys so much for that conversation. That is so awesome, Doctor. We thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if everyone will stick around. Miss Rosemary is gonna give her closing monologue. And then after that, we'll have everyone introduce themselves, and I'll talk about some events and things like that that's going on around the area. And if you guys have any events that you want to announce, just let me know. So Miss Rosemary will take it away.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Dr. Cheryl, I'm so sorry I gave you up for adoption.
I'm still up for adoption.
I'm gonna come and claim you back, man. I'm gonna go tell your father that then he's gonna ask me for child support. Never mind.
That's okay. That's okay.
Closing monologue. For a long time, I thought anxiety meant something was wrong with me. I thought it meant I was weak, that I was failing at something everyone else seemed to be doing so easily. Just living life without overthinking every step. But I've come to see it differently now. Anxiety did not come to destroy me. In many ways, it has been a teacher. Every worry, every restless night, every moment of questioning has forced me to pause, to look closer, to pay attention to the lessons hidden inside my experiences. And because of those experiences, I have learned something powerful. I do not have to make the same mistakes twice. Life has a way of repeating the lessons until I understand it. My journey, yes, even the anxious parts, has sharpened my awareness. It has helped me recognize patterns, notice warning signs, and choose wiser paths the next time I stand at the same crossroads. So, no, anxiety does not mean I am a failure. It means I am someone who has walked through difficult thoughts and kept moving anyway. It means I have gathered wisdom from the places where I once stumbled. It means that I am learning, growing, becoming more aware of who I am and how I want to live. And perhaps the greatest gift is this: Every morning when the sun rises, life quietly offers me another chance. Another chance to breathe, another chance to think differently, another chance to begin again. Yesterday's worries do not get the final word. Yesterday's mistakes do not define the whole story because every day is a new start. And today, I choose to celebrate getting older.
Thank you. Amen to that. That's it. We have to celebrate getting older. And that's just it. And we're not getting older, we're just getting wiser.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
know, we're just getting wiser. So thank you so much for that, Miss Rosemary. Um, uh, Connectors, would you like to introduce yourself and say what you do? No, no connectors. You don't want to introduce yourself? All right. So
Yeah,
while you
Joan
guys,
Edgehill. We're
okay, go
all
ahead.
connectors, I take it.
Say that
Yes.
again.
Everyone on here is a connector.
Everybody's
That's
a
our that's
connector.
We're
our that's
connected.
our
We
titles.
connect each
We're
other with each
connected.
other. Miss
Okay.
Rosemary connected me to the doctor. I
Yeah.
connected with everyone is a connector on here. We
Yeah,
connect each other to each other.
I
We
got
share
you.
our business, we share our information, we share everything. So yes,
Uh,
what we do. I named the group connectors because that's what we do. We
Good.
connect each other with other things and other
Very,
people,
Lord
right?
very
here.
good. Very good. I'm
Yeah.
Joan Edgehill. I think you all know. I was the president of the Jamaican American Association. Now I'm the outreach chair. So there's a lot going on that I'd like to invite you all to with the
Okay.
association. Um, I'm a cancer survivor, a mother. I think you've all heard it before.
And
Oh, we'd love
yes,
to hear it again.
yes,
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm
yes.
a mother. I published a book called Still We Smile, which reflects my life, my journey, and my Christian walk. And I'm a Christian, obviously, if I want to do that. And I'm a grandmother. What else? Oh, I was a school teacher. Was also a stockbroker. You know, I'm now retired, and I'm happy to be retired. It's nice not having to get up that early in the morning.
That's right. That's right. Especially with
But you
especially with
get
this
up
time
early.
change, eh? Time change
Amen.
is kicking our butt.
You
You
still
Amen.
get
know.
up
So yeah.
early and you
So
still go to bed late.
I
That's
appreciate
right.
you. I
And I get
appreciate
my
you.
anxieties like everyone else, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm grateful to God it's not at the point where I can't function. I think that's where you definitely would need to seek help, you know, professional help.
Yeah.
My anxiety, I give it to the Lord.
Yep.
He's always there to bring me down
That's what we
from
do.
from when I, get crazy.
Thank you
God
for
is good.
sharing. Thank you for sharing.
God
All
is
right.
good.
Next
No.
connector.
Hmm?
Next. Good night.
Okay, before you close out, I have my last word. I
You
want to
already
close out on Joan's word.
you already said your last word.
No, I didn't
No,
do
go
my
ahead.
affirmation. Georgina, thank you so much for joining us. I love you. I appreciate you. Pray that you learned something from today's lesson. My affirmation for seeking support. Today, I remind myself that strength is not found in carrying every burden alone. Strength is found in the courage to reach out, to speak honestly, and to allow others to walk beside us on this journey. I affirm that it is safe for me to seek support, and I am not weak for asking for help. I am wise enough to know that healing and growth often happen in community. My voice matters, my experiences matter, and there are people who are willing to listen, encourage, and stand with me when the road feels heavy. I release the belief that I must face everything by myself. I welcome guidance, friendship, and understanding into my life. Each step I take towards support is a step towards greater peace, clarity, and strength. So today I open my heart to connection. Today I allow myself to be supported. And in doing so, I continue to grow into the person I am meant to be. Thank
Amen.
you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank you
don't
so
know
much.
everyone on here, so it would be nice if there
Yes, they're
was one.
they're introducing themselves.
Great.
Lydia, go for it.
Hi, everyone. And,
Hey.
thanks to Rosemary for introducing me to Vivian. And now this is my third um, listening in. And listen, it is awesome. I am learning. Um, and I actually have been trying to get a couple of people to come on because I
Your
see.
mic, your mic, you're very low. It's hard to hear you.
Okay,
Go ahead. Let me see if I can turn my thing up. Okay.
okay.
Let me hear you talk now.
So can you hear me now? So my name is Lydia Lawrence Telfer, and I'm happy to be here. I was introduced to Vivian via Rosemary, and I find this an awesome forum where we can come and learn and share. My background, I had 30 plus years in regulatory reporting on Wall Street. I am now pivoted and pursuing a second career in with New York Life, where I do insurance and retirement planning. And I am a proud mom, older mom of a senior who is keeping me very busy with events and proms and whatever you want to call it. I didn't realize senior year was such a strenuous and
Oh
stressful.
yeah.
Because when I was going to college, I just applied to one college, and that was it. But you know what? I want to give God thanks, and I want to give God thanks for, as I said, this forum.
I appreciate you and thank you for joining. And invite someone. Invite someone to come along with you.
As a
That's
matter
one.
of fact,
Each one invite somebody. Yeah.
as a matter of fact, I did invite a couple of friends. I think just one came on today. Sharon, introduce
Okay.
yourself.
That's very good. Thank you for inviting her. Sharon. I think I know Sharon too. You Sharon, if you want, you can introduce yourself. Sharon, are you there? Can you hear me? Barely hear you, Sharon. Okay, you're muted. Unmute yourself. We welcome you. If you guys put your number in the chat, I'll add you to the group, or someone can add you to the group. So therefore, when we post the podcast link, you guys will be able to click on it and join it from there. And then also, we're having a luncheon on this Wednesday where we're going to be going to Inspired Living in Ocoee, Florida. I think we have 14 sign up to go, and the chef is going to make us lunch, and then we'll have a meeting room there where we can meet, and then we can meet some of the employees there as well. And then sometimes the guests are usually walking around. So Sharon, go ahead and unmute yourself so we can hear you. We welcome you. You can unmute yourself? Okay. Yeah, I can't hear you. Okay. All right. Anyone go ahead until Sharon figure out how to unmute yourself. Anyone else want to introduce themselves? It's 7:33, so we're gonna jump off in a little bit. No one else has anything they want to say, Beverly? But
I'm
they
Beverly. I came on late.
okay, that's fine.
I'm a realtor. I'm a mother. I like to cook. And I want to make a comment for Miss Edgehill. She is my friend.
Hi, Bev.
Sister, but she disowns me.
Oh, no. Oh, no, never.
I'm sure that's not the way it goes. I'm sure that's not the way it goes. So after you guys get off of this, you'll connect with each other.
Love you, Miss Bev.
Therefore, Miss Joan, you won't disown her, okay?
Never. Right. I tease her, but I love her.
You won't disown her, okay? You won't disown her, okay? All right.
Okay, I'm not muted anymore.
Okay,
hi, guys.
thank you. All right, very good. Hi, welcome. How are you?
This is Sharon from Jacksonville, Florida. Thanks for the invite, Miss Vivian.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's good to see you, girl. It's good to see you.
Yeah, no, I got to jump on when I can.
That's it. I appreciate it, girl.
It was an inspiring session, and I will make sure I put it on my calendar.
Yes,
so that comes on Monday. I can jump on.
Yeah, text me your information so I'll send you so I'll add you to the group, so then the reminder.
I'll do that.
Yeah, the reminder will be in the group, so everyone just click on the link and they just can come from there and just join. So I'm finding less people are texting me when the show is going on because now I have the group, so they can go in there and grab the link and then they can just join from there.
That sounds good. Thanks, Frida, for sending the link to me.
Yes. I appreciate you guys for joining. And no one else wants to introduce himself, I'm going to talk about a couple events. We have Ocherius is coming up, and that's May 10th. They're coming up. She has 2 sessions there. She have like the brunch, and then after that she have the dinner. The brunch is from 12:30 to 3. And then the part 2 dinner is from 4 to until, Miss Carol. So, but she has tickets, and it's on Ocherius. It's on Highway 27 at the Ocherius restaurant, and that's May 10th for Mother's Day. If you guys have any events, you can also let me know, and then we can also post it in the group as well. And if no one else have anything that they want to say, any last word for anyone?
I have one last thing. On the 18th of April, the Jamaican American Association of Central Florida will be hosting an appreciation luncheon at the Varsity Club. I will post a flyer in the chat, and you're all invited. It's very, very important to be appreciated and to be celebrated. And that will be happening on the 18th of April, and it will be elegantly hosted. Entertainment and recognition. You don't want to miss it.
April 18th. Did you post that in the group chat so everyone can see it and they won't forget it?
We will do that. I will do it, and John Edgehill will do it also.
Yeah, post it in the group chat, because that's how we're going to remember things, because a lot of us we have so many things in our calendar, doctor's appointment, all kinds of appointment, and all kinds of stuff we have in our calendar. So that's how we keep in touch during the week when we're not talking on Zoom.
And to emphasize that we'll be meeting on Wednesday for lunch
at 11:30, and then I'm going to put the address again in the chat, and it's going to be in Ocoee, Florida, and it's going to be at Inspired. I'll put the address in the chat.
And for clarity, I would like to host March at my home. I want to teach the group how to make decorative hats, and then we will in turn teach it for Mother's Day.
Okay, all right. Just let me know. Put that in the group. Put it in the group chat so I can put it on my calendar and make sure I'm available.
Will do.
So Miss Rosemary is going to teach everyone how to decorate their hat, because for the Mother's Day.
And then you will be the teacher for that particular.
No. You're teaching.
No. You're all gonna have your own station to teach it.
I'm not claiming that, okay?
I'm speaking it into existence. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I love you too, girl.
All right.
Miss Pamela Carver, do you have anything that you want to say before we close out?
Hey, no, I don't have anything out, but this time and homework got me, and I'm good.
No, I appreciate you, girl. I appreciate you guys joining. Thank you, connectors. I thank you guys, because you guys connect to each other, and you guys connect different resources, and that's what we do. We find resources for seniors in the community. We're making sure we thank the doctor. Everyone give a hand to Dr. Cheryl for coming on here. For coming on here. Dr. Cheryl, we thank you so much for coming on. And share this out with anyone that you know that wants to come on. We have every week we have a different topic. I think I forgot, somebody said that they wanted to talk to us about insurance. Make sure we had the right car insurance last week. I forgot who it was. I don't know if she's probably not on here. Yeah, she wanted to talk to us about making sure that we have the correct car insurance, and we're just not paying for something that we actually don't need. So and then I have Miss Rosemary that eventually going to come on at the end of the month. She's going to talk about I think end of life, and then I think we have Miss Joan that's going to come on and speak as well. So I'll get those topics.
I have menopause coming up also.
You got okay, so you have the menopause. Okay, all right. So you're. Yeah.
It's a good time. It's good timing for the auto insurance because rates are dropping.
Yeah. So yeah, Pam, do you remember who it was that said that they wanted to talk about auto insurance? It wasn't Linda, was it?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't remember.
Yeah. I might have to go back and watch it. Watch the last week one and see who it is that wanted to talk about. Say that again.
You at 8.
Who?
8 o'clock.
Yeah, I see you at 8. Yeah, see you at 8. We jump off of one podcast onto the other one.
Lord have mercy.
Miss Rosemary, I'm not ready to pause.
But I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining you, and enjoy your day, the rest of your night. It's still light out, which is good. And enjoy the International Women's Month. Okay.
Yes.
And then I
God
appreciate you
bless you,
guys.
ladies. Thank you for
Thank
all
you
you
guys.
do.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Look forward to
Bye-bye.
connecting with you
Bye-bye.
guys again next Monday at
Bye-bye.
6:30. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.